working. Yes! Yes! We have something, I hope.
Send me the link and I'll put it on my... Oh, the connection. What was the connection? What?
What happened? Oh, yeah, sometimes if you're waiting too long, it'll just decide to lose connection. It's just how this is. Such is life, man. Okay, we've been spending way too long trying to set this up, man. I swear to God, if it stops working.
Did you add me to a room, or do I have...
Just add me to the room once you're ready. Hold on. Just let me double check that the stream is... Yep, stream is alive.
Yes, did you send it or not?
I'll send you
Wait.
the... Hold on. Holy sh... That's actually pretty close to... I don't know why, but it just... Yeah, this is how I used to do it. Gaming. Yeah. Here it is. Control C. Control, it's gonna play in the back. Okay, there you go. Join! Let's play some Tetris.
I'll just share this on Twitter before we start.
Alright.
I'll even tag VidCon.
Sweet. Maybe I'll get some views for once. Holy. Hey. A blurry screen is better than no screen.
What's your Twitter handle?
Give me a...
Is it Alfiee?
Probably.
It's what?
Give me a second. Wrathful. Oh, W Evil Emo with 2 L's. So it's capital W, capital E.
Okay, I gotcha.
L-L-E-M-O.
Look at that, you get to promote yourself on your live stream. Look at you go.
Yay, let's see how this feels. Oh, okay. Wait. It's because it's playing in the background. Okay. That should be good. That should work. Ready?
No. It's the whole music because it's a stream and I'm still tweeting. Okay, I've done the tweet. Okay. How do we start it? Oh, we do that. Okay. By the way, are we supposed to trash talk? Is it? I'm not. It's your 5th. Is this, so today is your 5th year, aren't you? Or?
Yeah. Today.
What's the question mark do?
What
does the question mark
that's
do?
like a special thing. That's like
Ooh.
Oh no. And
Tetris.
Oh no, what's this? What? Why is it? What?
The technical term for that is garbage.
Oh, good. Gotta love this. This is not how I remember this.
This is just the multiplayer.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm good. I thought I was doing so well.
It's okay. That's what most people do.
Oof.
And then they realize my true power.
A multiplayer Tetris. Oh no, I should have saved that. What am I doing? Oh no. Oh no. No. What's going on? Oh wow.
I didn't even get to power.
Oh, you can. How do you use power? This is news to
You
me.
press this button. Press
V?
I'll explain it. Okay. Don't.
Wait, is there?
Anyway.
There's no. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, use the V or the plus. Okay, right. Got it.
Hey.
That's okay. They can watch
Hey.
later.
That's fine. As long as they eventually watch it.
Did you share it on your social medias? The link. You didn't, did you?
No.
Pull it out. After this game,
clever
you should.
play.
You know what? You should just take a break from playing right now and just do that.
Tetris.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Triple.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, what?
He's just like, what?
I didn't know you could push the base button and go fast. Here we go. How do you hide this? Go into the hold. How do you do it? I don't know how.
That's what she said.
Okay.
Security levels 1000.
Oh,
I'm a big
so-
boy.
Mimi Big Boy. Who's your favorite YouTuber?
Oh, I think at the moment it's like PewDiePie. Oh no, no, it's since Sky is back, I have to say him. 'Cause, you know, I grew up with him. Then again, I guess there's a bit of a bias there, but whatever. Shit. Where's my...
Tetris. Hurry up.
Yeah.
Do I have you? Oh wow.
It's just... Oh.
Do you want to play against Blue?
What?
Do you want to play against Blue? You use the arrow keys. That's all your instructions.
Okay. And what are these boosts?
I don't even know how to use the boosts.
Start.
Just
I wasn't even going that well either. Oh yeah, just press V to use the items when you get them. You have to take out the line that the item is on to get the item.
Is that the question mark?
Yes, the question.
Because you wanted it to go there,
I
right?
didn't. You just fucked my whole game
I
up.
didn't even put one down. You did.
Are you dying already? Oh, fine.
How do you save the? How do you save it?
You press shift.
Oh. Come on, Blue. What are you up to?
Double.
Oh, the items disappear as well. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Oh, come on,
Nice
come
there.
on.
Cause you fucked my whole
I
game
did
up.
Done it.
Yeah, and it mucked my whole game. Look.
That. You're immortalized.
I think I should get one more game.
One more game.
Yeah.
And he didn't even try.
Yeah, it's
No, you,
max
No.
on Volvo Drive.
Did he know? We don't.
have you been practicing for like a whole month up to
No.
this moment?
Actually, I play a lot at like school because, but
Oh, you
actually I have been
just-
practicing a lot, but you know it was a while since I last actually practiced on the official side. I've mostly been playing on the one you can play on your console, like is it console?
Oh,
If you go
audio.
into the command center, you can actually like click up straight up.
Oh, you mean just like get an app?
No,
Just
like
add.
on the command console.
Oh, right, of course.
Uh-oh.
Actually, with the question mark. Well, when it comes up on the piece,
Yeah.
you need to like make a line with that question mark in it. Because I didn't know how to do that. Got any viewers yet? Look like that.
Check.
We're gonna make a line with that. Oh no.
What? I don't get it. Oh, you can't make a line now.
Dumbfounded.
Yeah, I quit.
Big
Oh,
lad.
gave it to me justice. It was like losing. Oh man, we got 0 lines sent. How could you do this to me? Can you see the total? Oh, you can. Damn it. Total wins, matches played. Oh,
0.
yeah.
You good at it. It's a cheat.
It's not cheap.
And 12-year-olds.
Oh, hi, Jesse. Hey, yo, Jesse. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, sit. Sit.
I'm assuming that's your
My
dog.
My dog walked into the room.
You rotate them.
Yeah, you push up.
I didn't know that.
Jesse, you be a good girl. What you doing, Jesse? Oh. Oh.
Should I push this one?
Tetris. Triple.
Oh, push that. Oh, I see. Sorry.
Triple.
Stop. You.
I don't want that. No more just everything.
I don't know what that is. Oh, that was a bad idea. Oh no. Oh dear. What have I done? Okay. Oh no.
Tetris.
Probably. Everyone's telling me ibuprofen.
If I start it while I was away, maybe I'll be. Oh dang it.
It's or you don't cheat.
It's fair game.
Wait, can this be
Fair
played?
enough, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you don't have to start off the mark fucking 7.
Huh?
You don't have to go super fast right from the get-go.
I do. I do. I
fair
definitely
enough.
do.
Oh, okay. Gonna wait for this to wear off? That right there? That was quite nice. That's
I refuse to leave without winning at least one game.
I got it on my iPhone.
Double.
Oh no! Oh dear.
Double.
you have messed with the roll.
I actually did pretty good while the fog was on.
What's the rate?
I just couldn't see what was going on. But it still lets you like see where it could land,
Also,
which is nice. No, like it shows you the ghost of where it's gonna be. Yeah. I thought this would be way more painful. This not as bad. Oh.
Did you not even win?
No, I did. I did. Oh, look, I got a game. I'm not giving you a high five. That would hurt.
Just a nice.
I'll give you the first one.
I was not prepared for the shuffle card of doom.
It's actually, you can go to bed if you want.
I was not prepared for that shuffle card.
The what? Shuffle.
Shuffle card, yeah.
So do you have servers that still let people log into and play next to each other? Kind of thing. Oh, the focus is real. What I need right now is that blue one. Yes. Have you watched the Tetris World Championship? It's intense, man.
Double. Double.
Oops.
Hurry up. Double.
Oh, damn it. It was so close.
Yeah, you were.
Token bonus lasted over 60 seconds. Is that how? Wait, can you see all the stats? Probably not on this page. Wait, what's the room settings? Oh, right, you can like change stuff. Like the background could be purple stars. Wait, are you in the game?
Yeah, it's loading.
Oh, okay. You going to bed?
I can't see what I've got next though. What's going on?
I can't. I've got a big thing on my screen saying invite friends and room setting, and I can't get rid of it.
Triple. Double.
I can't see what's going on because it's in front. Like, there's a button in the way. Oh dear.
What you've mistaken. Oh, connection lost.
What? How? Wait, what?
connection lost. You just
Oh, okay.
remake the map.
Yeah. I said it would ages ago. Go get the shit.
What wrong with your eye?
Oh, you left the room. Do you want me to wait you again?
Yeah, it.
Or did you?
I
Okay.
lost connection.
I can do that. Oh. Now loading the lobby.
Hello. Yes, I'm playing Tetris right now. I spent forever setting it up. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Don't worry. Yeah, I need to practice more. Ryan, I'm playing Tetris right now, so.
Did you want to break it? Did you want to do it? Okay. After this game, I gotta do one thing that will take like a couple minutes. But you know, I'm ready to kick your ass right now, so that's what's happening. That's what live streams are about, aren't they? You just
Yeah, fair point.
dig in someone and then lose and then get embarrassed.
Still just a dick man.
Yes. Oh no! Why did
Trickle.
you click tab?
Have to do
Like,
Double.
oh dear. Dang it! Dang it! Okay. I gotta do a thing. You keep the
stream running. Maybe get
yeah,
some
you keep people
watching.
entertained.
Wake me up.
How many viewers are?
Wake up. No one's here. I can't sing and I can't sing in English, let alone in other languages. Uh-oh. Alfiee.
What's up?
There's a small problem.
What's the issue?
That thing doesn't link to anything.
Huh?
It's an invalid response.
Oh, really?
So I'm gonna have to find the action thing.
Oh, it worked for when I did it. It worked when I clicked on it. But you're talking about the live stream live stream link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked when I clicked on it.
Orange. I'm just gonna practice actually. I don't know what I'm doing.
What, did you click on it? You're gonna practice.
I can practice faster way.
Oh, they're going now. Oh, sorry, you won't do this. Sorry, I'm just doing a bandage at the moment. That's weird.
Tetris. Back-to-back Tetris.
Jesse, no. Hello, Jesse. Hey, Jesse.
Triple.
What are you doing? You silly duffer. No, puppy.
Tetris.
What? Sliding door, right? It is just a sliding door. Not going to stop.
Back-to-back Tetris. Back-to-back Tetris. Back-to-back Tetris.
Okay, I'm back.
Right.
Are you in the room? Yes, you are. Oh wow, it says UK with me.
You have been
UK.
making
Oh, that isn't. That's my crease. Mine.
Double.
Okay.
what? Why did I lose connection?
Oh damn, I lost it too.
Hmm.
I think it has a timeout thing.
Yeah.
Does the link work or is it?
No, it doesn't work anymore. The game has ended. If you've disconnected,
Oh, man.
and I've disconnected.
Good night.
Where are you going?
No. It's like nearly 9 o'clock here.
Oh, okay.
And I'm only 12.
Wait, is he like your little brother?
Sure.
What?
Pretty much, yeah. Good night. It's working. I can see it. Whoa! Now I can see the OBS thing and it's going to infinity.
Yeah.
It's working.
Yes.
I can see it. Now I can see the OBS
Nani?
thing.
The fuck? What's happened?
Sorry. It's delayed. by like 10 seconds probably. I could see the OBS thing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
What am I doing? View list. Invite.
Oh, someone's watching.
Was it me?
Probably.
Was it me for just that 1 second?
Yeah. That would likely be the case.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I was talking to Blue, he fell over in the hallway.
You said, are you okay? As I did that.
No, I heard it and then I asked you.
Yeah, but like, oh, I'm slow. Okay. Yeah, it's fucking hurt my tongue. Good night.
Reddit. Fuck it, let's share it to Reddit as well. It's just waiting for you to get ready. Oh shit, which one was it? That one. It's loading. Yay.
Is it working? Doop 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 doop. Bow, 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 bow. Who else do you follow from VidCon? Do you follow Booper Tunes?
No. Who's that?
He did like the cartoon stuff.
Yes. 1 second.
Is that your brother?
Yeah, that's my little brother. Let's. Oh, it looks like you died. Okay, back.
Oh. Waiting for more players, that's what it says on that.
Hit me. You know those ads? They're just like, hey, like, Ryan, that's oddly specific. Yes, Mom? 1 second.
It's helping me. He's helping me.
Okay, invite me, please.
Sure. It is loading. Whether or not it invited you, I cannot say. Oh. I don't like how the music automatically plays.
You know what?
It grates my goat. Okay, I invited you.
Maybe we should put error joining room does not exist anymore. What? Let's go to options actually. Let's look at this.
I am so tired. What is your cover photo on Twitter? I can't see it.
No,
I
it's
can't
just-
see what the
it's
text
just a
is.
picture
Huh?
of me and something.
No, the cover photo, the anime. What does it say? Does it say crying in progress?
Cover photo.
On your... Sorry, like your theme thing on your page.
Twitter?
It's like an anime person with a book on her face.
Is this my Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just an image I found.
No, but what does the text say?
Oh, it says
Something
studying
in-
in progress.
Oh, studying, right.
That's why she's
was like,
got the book on her face.
The book of the face.
Yes, Mom? Okay. I'll be back.
Okay. I met well, that's a mouthful. Wrathful Eel at VidCon, Australia. And I have the flu. And he literally asked me like a month ago if I wanted to play, and I was like, yeah. So I had to play. Options. Oh, ghost piece. Oh, that's the thingy. Okay.
I have to just cook a little bit, so it's like...
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to bed because it's as late.
Bye.
Thanks for having me on your channel. It was fun.
Yeah.
I obviously need to brush up on my Tetris skills.
Yeah.
Happy 5th year anniversary.
Yep, thanks.
And now that you've got it working, maybe we could play again sometime in the future, or a different game. You know what game I'd beat you at though? I'd definitely beat you at Connect 4 because I'm the bomb at Connect 4.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I don't really have an outro, so it's just like I just stopped streaming.